Let's see if this new one works. I just started a brand new stream. Fingers crossed that it's better than the last one. We'll see. Okay, this one looks like it's up. Hopefully this one's better. We'll see. It was last time. Oh, I see Dev is in here. Okay, cool. We're gonna go for a walk. Hold on. Coming back. Let me grab the keys. Thank you to everybody that hit the like button on the refresh stream. We got a scooter homie behind us. Hold on, I'm gonna try to show it. What's that? There are a lot of people doing the tandem scooter thing. Okay, I like this. We were down here about 2 weeks ago and this was all lit up blue. Tonight it's lit up purple. I like it. I've been really into purple lately. Like Prince. Paisley Park. The dude that just went by on a scooter, he was listening to Prof. That's one of my favorite hip hop artists from Minnesota. All right, let's do some zoom in. That's an eagle with the wings up in the air. Kind of looks like a turtle. Probably an eagle, but maybe a turtle. I have some disappointing news. Hey, what up? Hey, do you have a YouTube page?
Nope.
Oh, man.
I have a friend that does that lives here.
Does it start with a C?
Nope.
Oh. How you doing, bro? I'm Jeremy.
11.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man.
There's just one cricket over here. You hear him? I got him to stop. He's like, are you mocking me? This is the area that they have the nativity scene around Christmas time. It's a little freaky. I like these big buildings. This thing is epic. It doesn't look as epic on the phone, but man, it's big. There's a dude behind me on a one wheel. I thought that might be the guy that owes me $2. But he said it's not. Look at these columns. Look at the column compared to my human hand. Bruh. This is where the Denver Nuggets stood. And then all of Denver was in this area right here for the the parade after they won the NBA championship. And then this is our state capitol on the other end. And then this area in the middle here is Civic Center Park. And that's where I was standing back in here, watching all the Nuggets players that were on these steps here. Krylid Crisis, thank you for coming back. Sonia, what up? Ellie, Turtle Butt, Dev, Jack, Angie. All right, we have the All-Stars in here, so we're good to go. Sorry about the refresh on the stream. I think it was it last Saturday that helped a lot? It needed to be refreshed. I don't know what kind of, these almost look like Christmas trees. I really like them. Here, let me try to get even closer. Hold on. Isn't that cool? It's like a blue Christmas tree. Copios, what up? Capios. Capios, do me a favor. Spell how, or put phonetically how I say your name in the chat. I have a feeling I've been saying it wrong for a long time. And here's the moon up here. Not quite full. Donald Fielding, the chef rock star, has entered the chat. What up, Donald? Good to see you, man. What rock album is called Slippery When Wet? All these rickshaws are racing right here. Go, go, go. Have a good night.
Bye.
I would have stopped to talk, but they were playing copywritten music. This is where the Christmas tree is. We're only a couple months away from that being back. I still haven't taken Linda on the horse and carriage ride that's down here. Nino, what up? Gregory, Sherry. If you didn't tune in to the stream earlier than this, I was saying I was having some trouble with my streaming app, and that's why you see Prism Live in the bottom right-hand corner. I don't like this app, but I'm gonna have to put up with it tonight. When I zoom, I have to go from, so there are 3 cameras on the iPhone. I have to go from the 0.5 to the 1 to the 5. And every time I zoom in, I have to change that camera. Whereas the other app, I can just pinch and then unpinch and it will zoom in. So the zooming is gonna be a little janky tonight. Oh, this dude's on a Suron right here. Yeah! Sick. I bet he turns around and does it. Oh. I was gonna say, I bet he turns around and does it back this way. I have a little cousin who, he has a scooter, and he had a regular scooter and then he upgraded to like an off-road scooter, and then his neighbor got one of those e-bikes, and so he told his parents, he's like, I think it would be a lot safer if I just got one of those bikes. And I was barbecuing with him Labor Day and I was like, you know what, bro, you need to be really careful. I was in downtown Denver and this dude wrecked a scooter, smashed the back of his head. It could have been like game over for him. And my little cousin was like, you see, that's why I need a bike. These scooters are too dangerous, Mom. I need to get a bike like Jeremy. I'm like, no, that's not where I was going with that. I was going more the route of like, you need to always wear a helmet. Be careful. The reason it made me think of that is because he was showing me some videos of his neighbor wheeling. His neighbor is probably, I'm gonna guess, like 14 years old, can wheelie better than I can. Hey, thank you, Old Fart Andy. You need to take Linda on a buggy ride for Christmas. You're absolutely right. Andy, good to see you, bro. Linda and I went to this pickleball thing earlier, and we saw this pro there. Her name's Anna Bright. And we got, whoops, that was a bunny that I saw. We got her to sign Linda's paddle. This is the paddle cover, but this is the actual paddle. So we have a pro signature on Linda's paddle. That was a big upgrade for Friday night. Oh, look at this dude's wheels on the bike. That is fresh. Look at that. Wow. How much battery is that taking to do that? I like that a lot. Looks like Tron. Wow, I want him to turn to the side so we can see it again. Oh, the front one's going out. The front one's going out. Looked like the Tron cycle. Okay, now that we know the stream's working, let's go back to the car. Ed is in here, Old Fart Andy, Turtle Butt. We have the whole crew back together. And look at the scooter crew that just showed up. Man, all these rickshaws are playing good music. I don't want a copyright strike. I'm gonna have to sing over it. They're playing Ratchet Rock. This is actually kind of a bad area. Even though it looks like it might not be, it is. This is on Bannock. Bannock and 14th. I'm itching to upgrade to a fast scooter. You know, so I have a Segway, and with the governor on, I think it goes about 20. And then I downloaded an app that lets me change the region. And when I change the region to Europe, then it let me go a little bit more power on some of these hills, especially. But I don't even want to go faster than 35 on that scooter. Well, my scooter doesn't have any shocks, which is really bad. My little cousin that I was talking about, his has full shocks. Well, Ryan, did you download the hack to get it to go faster? You can't do it with an iPhone. So Ryan, I'll tell you actually, maybe I have it on this phone here. There's an app that you can get. I mean, don't take my word for it. You should definitely go get like a YouTube video that will tell you how to do it. Let me see if I can. Oh, the phone is down here between the seat. Man, I gotta get out to get it. Hold on. Man. Okay, let me see if I can find the app for you. Here it is. Okay, the app is called XIAO Flasher. And that's how I got it to go a lot faster. They sell it with the United States as the selected region, and it kind of caps out, I want to say, at like 25. And then after you change the region, it will go up to at least 35. I've gotten it to like 38 downhill. But like I was saying, I don't like going fast on the scooter. I like going fast on the e-bike. But man, it feels sketch on the scooter. This is the museum. Really pretty museum. Cultural complex. Oh, whoops. And then this is the big horse on the church. This will probably end up being the thumbnail right here. Maybe look up a YouTube video with that app and then just ask for their recommendations. In New Jersey, if it goes faster than 22, it's considered a motorcycle. That's not good. The e-bike that I have, my friend John Hicks is the one that unboxed it for me and put it together. Horse on a chair, why? The answer is art. That's why. The answer to a lot of things is just art. Jeremy, what's the temperature tonight? It says 79, but it was like 59 last night. Tonight it feels a whole lot warmer. Feels like winter is right around the corner, but it's been really hot. The e-bike that I got, when John put it together, it went 30 miles an hour and it capped out at 30. And then he showed me how to get into the wiring and remove the little governor piece. And then after we took that governor, well, I didn't take it out, he took it out. After he took it out, the bike went 60. So it's basically just asking the battery to give it more power. And I think that, well, number one, I think that they don't unlock it like that, because then they're advertising like, oh, we have an e-bike that goes 60 miles an hour. I don't think that's legal. Oh, look at the couple on the scooter right there. But I really don't even know. There's a e-bike now that's similar to mine that goes 90. I don't want to go 90 on the e-bike. Absolute motorcycle that's built for that speed. And I don't have my chat up. That's the last chats. Hold on. It's buffering. Oh. Well, I am at a red light that just turned green. Mama Hill is in here. All right. Please hold on. I'm going to get out of this area. This is where it was buffering before. I'm going to try to get us out of here. ASAP. Am I a billionaire yet? I'm not. I know it's gonna buffer for the next couple blocks. I know it. This is where it was buffering out before. Did anybody buy lotto tickets on the app that I was talking about? Go to Boulder, eat at the Buff. A relative owns it. Todd, that's awesome. It's been there forever. The Buff. Linda and I are watching Australian Survivor. It's like Australian Survivor All-Stars, basically. And they just merged, so he said, drop your buffs. You're merged. This is the first bail bonds place I ever won. And then they walked across the street. This is the jail. We walked across and then got our friend out. Man, I don't want you want to turn here. Yeah. I'm trying hard to get us out of this area, but it's a series of one-ways. See where it says U.S. Mint? I went here on a field trip when I was in high school. And after we toured the Mint, they gave us mulched up $100 bills, which I thought was pretty cool. Actual hundos that were all shredded. Downtown, I think it'll be a little bit better. All right, I'm not going back to that area behind us. I think this is the better reception area. Heroic SoCal, thank you for the membership, 17 months. I missed that. Thank you, Ellie, for letting me know. Heroic SoCal, that's a dope name. Oh, this dude has a boot. Look at the boot. I haven't been booted yet since moving back. Joe's Lawn and Snow, member for 19 months. Joe, how was the date? I think Joe had date night the other night. This hotel that's on my left, this is where they were having the furry convention. And I pulled in here and we saw a bunch of dudes that looked like John Candy from Spaceballs. I'm gonna pull in here because it looks like there's a crazy McLaren parked in front. Hey, what are you doing? Hey. Yeah, this is a sick, oh, it's a Lamborghini. Pretty sick. Linda wants a wrap for her car for her birthday. She wants like a matte finish wrap. And I was like, yeah, we might be able to do that. And then I checked the prices and they were way out of our league. I was like, no, you need to pick something else. What's the next best thing that you'd like for your birthday? Actually, I do have a birthday present for her, but I can't say it in case she's watching. When it's your spouse's birthday, you need to get on that early. You don't want to be scrambling at the last minute for a gift. A wrap like that, the one that we just saw, that's probably around $7,000. And I went to a wrap shop. So what's the cost of a wrap? It's usually between $5,000 and $7,000, depending on how good they do. Also, depending on the material that they use. This is the bottom of the cash register building. See how it loops around and then stops and then comes down like a cash register. This building right here, iconic building in downtown Denver. Looks like an old school cash register. You could buy a used car for that. Yeah, that's why we're not getting it. I'm kind of in the market for a used car right now. I want like a Toyota, maybe a Honda, something with some reliability that can go 200,000. We took Linda's car to this pickleball thing that we went to today. It was in Littleton, and her new Tesla is full self-driving. It drove us all the way there and all the way back home without us doing anything. So we basically were sitting in like a Waymo, and it's pretty cool. There are 3 different modes. When you have it in full self-driving, there's a mode called chill, where it just kind of like takes its time, does its thing. There's a mode, I think it's called normal, and then there's one called hurry. When you put it in hurry mode, it's really trying to like weave through traffic, and that one is scary. I don't like hurry mode. Here's the other side of the cash register building. 17th and Lincoln. Mama Hill, I'm a very proud member. Hey, 34 months. Sheesh, that's a long time. Mama Hill, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Mama Hill, baby. 2 blocks to my right is where we saw that scooter crash. Okay, I'm gonna at least stay in this area for a little bit. I know this area has good reception. Felzu, what up? RA, what up? There's some cool art in the bottom of this one. See the things moving inside? They're moving and they're reflecting. So it's legal to allow a vehicle to drive on its own. Yeah. So they had 2 big discounts that I believe are going away October 1st. It's the electric vehicle state discount and then federal discount. I think once both of them were put together, we saved $12,500. And so Linda got the Y, which is kind of the budget Tesla. And it came with, for the first 3 months, it came with full self-driving just so that you get addicted to it. And then if we decide to keep it after that, I think we run out of our self-driving subscription November 1st. And then if we decide to keep it after that, it's $100 a month. The only issue is that it doesn't do, you can't do full self-drive in the snow. But she does like it. It's basically like driving a big iPhone. There's a big screen in the middle. It does all of the controls for the whole car. She actually asked me if I wanted her to come out tonight. She was going to sit in the driver's seat and then be on full self-drive, and then I could sit in the passenger seat and stream. When you're, so like today I was the one in the driver's seat for the Tesla, and every once in a while you have to put your hands on the bottom of the steering wheel because it will ask you like, please pay attention. You've probably seen videos of people driving like in full self-drive mode and they're sleeping or they're playing Nintendo or something. There's a little camera inside the Tesla that's looking at you, and it knows, like the algorithm knows if you're on your phone like this, and it will say like, warning, please keep your eyes on the road, something like that. And Linda already got a strike. I don't remember what she was doing, but they gave her a warning, and they took, so like when it happened to her, she couldn't use self-driving for that trip. She had to turn the car off and turn it back on, and then it re-enabled it. I'm the only one in our family that hasn't gotten a strike on the self-driving yet. Because when I am on my phone, I hold it like under where the camera is. I think that's the workaround. But yeah, it's full self-driving, just like the Waymo cars that we see in LA. I think that Waymo is actually a little bit better because it has LiDAR. The Tesla, as far as I know, it's doing all of the self-driving based on the cameras that are on all the sides of the Tesla. When I would zoom in on the Waymo, you could see the LiDAR cameras flashing on the top and the sides. I haven't seen one Waymo since moving here. Shannon Hansen's in the chat. What up? Here's my chat on the side here. If yours says top messages, go right here, switch it to all messages. Make sure it says all messages at the top, so that you're not getting like an abbreviated. Whoa, there's a old car to the left of me. Oh, and that dude's smoking a blunt inside. Oh, they got some ground effects too. Diamond in the back, sunroof top. This is the kind of car that my dad used to like. I always wanted to have some sort of cool like Thunderbird or a sports car in the family. No. Chris Bandit, are you watching Australia Survivor? Oh, this is an old school. Is this a Honda? Mazda. Not a Cadillac? What was that? My dad always drove Chrysler Fifth Avenue, which I thought was super uncool. But he always wanted to drive a big old boat. Those are old Hondas. There are Hondas around here that are pushing 300,000. What is dangling from the bottom of this truck here? It looks like a foot. Oh, it's a zombie foot and a zombie arm. Interesting. Mazda 626. When I was 18, the two kids that I was staying with, I call them my brothers because they let me move in with them. Their family took me in when I was in high school. We were going to go on a road trip from Denver to San Francisco. And my brother, so both of my brothers at the time were pro skateboarders, or they were sponsored by shops. And so we were going to take this road trip from Denver to San Francisco and stop by every skate park from here to San Francisco. And we stopped by every skate park that we could find. We had them all mapped out on the way. And then my brother was writing a book about skate park construction. So he was taking pictures. We'd have our tape measure out. Ellie, thank you so much for the 5 gifted. I missed that. Thank you, Ellie. That's awesome. Thank you so much. We took this trip, and right before the trip, we were going to take like a really crappy Honda Civic. And my friend's mom, she's so sweet. She's this little Filipino lady. She was like, why don't you guys take my new car? And we're like, seriously? You want us to take your... She was leasing a Mazda 626. And back then, like, the accessory that you really wanted to have was a bra, like a leather bra on the front of the car. And that's what she had. So she had a white Mazda 626 with this black bra on the front. And we were like, seriously, you want us to take your new car on this road trip? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I'm leasing it. I don't put a lot of miles on it. You guys take it. It'll keep you real safe. And we're like, sure, we'll take your new car out there. So we drove her new car from Denver all the way out to San Francisco. Within the first like couple days, I sat in gum somehow and got gum on the front seat. Leather seats, we couldn't get it out. That was discouraging. And then when we finally got to San Francisco, and after she hit us, she just stayed in her car, like sitting there like nothing happened. And we had to get out and like knock on the window and be like, yo, you just hit our car. We were involved in a crash. She's like, oh? We're like, yeah, you hit us. That's how we're involved in this. We're the victims and you're the person that hit us. And she's like, oh, okay. We're like, yeah, we need your information. So we exchanged information with her and we drove it on the whole rest of the trip up these crazy hills in San Francisco, parking it in all these sketchy areas. We were staying at hostels in San Francisco. The one we stayed at was called Green Tortoise. It was like $10 a night. Anyway, we didn't check the weather report on the way back. So there are different ways to come from California to Colorado. One of the ways is to cut through Utah and then cut through the middle of Colorado. That's the way we took. We should have gone through like Wyoming and then kind of cut down. But anyway, there was a huge snowstorm. And as we were driving back, we knew that we kind of had a feeling that something bad was going to happen. All these cars were going into the middle, like the area in between the road, like in between oncoming and the other side. I didn't want to drive. I really had a bad feeling that we were going to crash. And so it was my best friend's little brother. His name's Adam. And we were like, Adam, he had just turned 16. I think he was like 16 and a half and he had his license. We were like, Adam, it's your turn to drive. And he's like, I don't want to drive. And we're like, well, you have to, like, just take it real slow. It'll be all right. And within about 20 minutes of him driving, he locked up the brakes and we went into the middle where all the snow was. And we just started like snow plowing all this stuff. I was pretty sure that the car was like in big trouble. There was so much snow like all up in the engine area. And we're sitting there like, all right, we're gonna have to find a tow truck or somebody, like maybe even leave the car here for a few days because the car was just stuck in this middle area. And this is on I-70 near Golden. So a lot of like downhill areas. Anyway, this truck with 4 Mexicans in it pull over. This is right off the highway. And they're like, hey, you guys want us to help you push his car out? And we're like, I guess. Like, what are we going to do? Push it like right out onto the highway where it's just dead stopped? And they're like, yeah. So they get into the snow and it was like waist deep snow. And these dudes are pushing our car out. They finally push the car out and it's like on the highway and there are other cars like meow, just barely missing us. We're shaking their hands like, oh, thank you so much. You didn't have to do that, but you did. Thank you. You saved us. And they're like, we got to go. This is so dangerous. We're like, yeah. We start driving away and the car was smoking so bad because we'd pushed all this snow all up into the engine area. And so the end of this story is we pull into my friend's parents' driveway. The bra of the car was dangling down. It was just like fringed out in front of the car. There was rear end damage to the back. The front of it looked all messed up. It really wasn't that bad because we went into the snowdrift, but it looked terrible. Back end had damage. The front of the front seat had gum on it from when I sat in gum and couldn't get it off. And we were so scared that my friend's mom would be like, oh my God, my new car. And she was so sweet. She was just like, I was so worried about you guys. I'm so glad you're back. A car is a car. We'll get it fixed. We're like, what? You don't care at all? She was like, no. Just happy you guys are back. So that's the story. And then my brother, who, the reason we went on the trip is so that he could document all these skate parks. He ended up writing a book about skate park construction and then selling it to these towns so that all these towns could put together their own little skate park. And basically it was like a menu, so they could pick these different features. Do you want a quarter pipe with a rail? Do you want this feature? And because he did that book, they made the first skate park in our area, which was Broomfield, Colorado. And he and another one of my friends got to be the designers of that park. At the time, it was a really big deal because there were just, several skate parks in the entire state. Now, fast forward to 2025, tons of skate parks. Oh, and another crossover. These tow truck dudes make a lot of money down here. So in the late 90s, that accessory, like a bra on the front of your car, that was like a upgrade that everybody wanted, especially here in Colorado, because when you're driving on the road, they're spitting up rocks and different stuff, and you don't want that to chip the front of your car. I really haven't seen a lot of cars with bras now. That was a big deal in the 90s. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but that was like the #1 accessory that people wanted. A leather bra for the front. I use Carfax once in a while. That was my basketball uniform when I was a little guy. Winterset Huskies. I still have my old basketball jersey. And then the Winterset Huskies, the colors were black and gold, which are the colors of Iowa University, which everybody there either likes Iowa or Iowa State. I liked Iowa. So yeah, everything that I wore back then was black and gold. Car bras were very popular in New Mexico when I was in college in the 80s. Yeah, what happened to that? Why did that fade? Look at this dude's SpongeBob sweatshirt right here. Oh, members only SpongeBob. I like that. Edgar with the baddie. It is 10:39, so things are just kind of starting up right now. This girl's hair looks like a unicorn. Look at the front of her head wrap. I'm gonna let you hear the music. Here it is. Never mind, they're playing Soldier Boy up in this. Oh. I was incognito. Right here, Jim Hewitt, Winterset Huskies. How do you know about the Huskies? I still have a lot of Huskies homies in Iowa. A couple kids I grew up with are like the coaches and teachers there now. And where I grew up in Winterset, some of my friends that I went to school with are now the firefighters there. I think it's a volunteer fire department. Oh no. Hello Shannon, Mama Hill, what up Iggy? What up, Afer, Angie, Heather? least it's not buffering over here. Oh my God. That was a baby chihuahua back there. Looked like she was walking a gerbil, but it was a little tiny chihuahua. With all these tow truck dudes, I'm kind of scared to do my regular sketch parking. If anybody remembers the way that I would park in LA, we would just park anywhere. I'd never really worry about it. It's crazy how many YouTube channels I used to watch that are no longer around anymore. Glad Jeremy's still here. Joe's Lawn and Snow. I'm hanging on by a thread, to be honest. Oh, whoops. There was only... So I've been doing this streaming for maybe... It's probably approaching like 6 or 7 years now. Only one of the years that I've been streaming has it even broken even. So this is my public service gift, I guess. Linda's like, why don't you stop doing it on the weekends and reclaim your weekends? We could actually go out and have fun. Linda works Monday through Friday. So weekends are when she's playing pickleball, when people invite us to go to comedy shows and concerts and whatever. But I met friends here from all over the world. And when I light up these live streams, the live stream is just, people don't come just to see me. People come to see Mama Hill, Dev, GH, Sonia, Todd. Like, they come to see one another. Oh, look at this. This girl was just barely holding on to the back of this bike right here. And it was pretty easy to do the live streaming in LA because there was just so much to look at. A lot of people are fascinated with LA. They've heard about it. They want to see what it looks like in real time. I think a lot of people would tune in just to see LA, and then we would mix it up with sightseeing stuff, but then we would also go to calls. And it was very interesting listening to the scanners in real time, hearing like, oh, there's a car on top of this fire hydrant, Fairfax and Doheny, and then we would go over there and look at it. We'd hear it, and then we would go over and see it like minutes later. We're actually going to be doing that probably a couple weeks from now when I come back and visit. But I wasn't really auditing at the time what that was actually doing to me. Like, I was kind of desensitized to seeing all that crazy stuff. But to be in the area where the cops don't want you there, the victims of whatever, event is happening, a crash, a fire, whatever, they don't want you there. And then slowly people started realizing what the streaming stuff was. Like, there are certain streamers that make a lot of money doing this, and they made it very popular. So now when I'm out holding a camera or holding a phone, people are like, are you live on Instagram? Are you live on TikTok? Are you on Facebook Live? There's just so many different ways that people stream. I think the prime area to do it was like 2 or 3 years ago. And then the home stream stuff is fun, but I don't know. It's looking at other people's content versus making your own content. I like the second one. I like making my own stuff. Jeremy shows up and shit happens. That's my friend that was visiting last time. So I stay with one of my friends in Pasadena. And he's like, yeah, Jeremy showed up. And then the night that he showed up, the Dodgers won and they were rioting in the streets. And then he came back in June and all the ice stuff started cracking off. And, oh, did you see all the bikers right there? Oh, let me see if I can get behind the bikers. I definitely don't have a problem chasing that kind of stuff, looking at it. Not a very big deal to me. But I also don't just love doing it anymore. Initially I did. I was like, oh, this is so exciting. Wow, a flipped over semi truck. Like seeing everything, seeing all that stuff for the first time was thrilling, I guess. And then the thrill definitely wore off after a while. Nice, we caught up with the biker homies. Look at this little look at the back area right here. The thing that I like the most is just giving people a good show. If I'm gonna come out and spend my time doing this, I want to do it well. And I think LA, like the stuff that I was showing there, it was very entertaining for a lot of different reasons. And then when I started showing it in Denver, people are like, yeah, we've kind of already seen Denver. Go back to LA. If I was to be in LA for another couple years doing it, I don't think I would be having a ton of fun. Oh, look at all the scooter homies. Whoa. Jeremy, are you saying you don't want to stream anymore? I'm not saying that I don't want to stream anymore. Oh, look at the guy on the lawn chair. Look at the dude on the lawn chair sitting down on the scooter. Whoa. That's cool. Until it's not cool. I like sharing this stuff. It's a little bit more stressful now that I don't think that it's as entertaining of a channel. Part of the reason that I think that is because I got so many emails in the last year where people begging me to go back. Please go back to LA. We used to watch you every weekend. It was so much fun. The people that were saying that just pretty much want me to do that for the rest of my life. And that's just one of the things that I like doing. There's so many other things I like doing as well. Now that I'm older, you have to be really responsible about how you spend your time when you're older. Having my dad pass away just so quickly, I was like, damn, life is actually pretty short. There's a lot of things that I want to do beyond just this stuff that I'm doing right now. And the biggest thing that I wanted to do was to make music. I love listening to music. I love making music. The music that I like to make is fun, and I have to be in a good mood to be able to be creative like that. And so when I came out to Denver, I was like, this is actually really lightening my mood and putting me in that zone that I want to make music. And so yeah, that's the best part about moving out here, was that it definitely made my creative juices spark back up. I found a love for the music production that kind of fizzled for a little bit. Oh, thank you very much, Iggy Maldonado. Iggy, thank you for the gifted membership, man. I got to meet Iggy at the first party that we had. So not this last June, but the June before last. We had a party in Costa Mesa that was sponsored by LEE and Shannon. And I got to meet some people from the stream, which was really cool. It's cool to actually see people that you talk to online and then you get to meet them in real life. And then we also had a Christmas party last December in Riverside. And that was cool as well. People were coming from all over just to hang out with us. And yeah, I feel like this was easier to do in Los Angeles. Now that I'm here doing it in Denver, it's way more challenging to try to make something fun out of this city, which is not really like, it's definitely not LA as far as the stuff that we're looking at. We were looking at all kinds of crazy tent cities in LA. Basically everywhere I went downtown, people were asking me for food, supplies, medical stuff. And then eventually we were like, okay, let's start carrying bottles of water. Okay, let's start carrying some food. Okay, let's throw a sleeping bag in the back and see if anybody needs it. And then that spiraled into me getting a P.O. box that people were sending items. People from all over the world were sending us items. And then we had some like pretty legit care packages to give to people. And that was fun, even though it was dangerous. It was still fun, just like hooking people up and making their night better, even if it was a little bit at a time. There's a cop behind me right now. I wonder if he's gonna pull us over. Hold on, let me see what's on this cop's agenda. This dude's been following me, this cop right here. We'll see if he wants to pull us over or not. Won't be the first. Ooh, the bikers are all on my side now too. Have you thought about getting high-speed chase? Getting into a high-speed chase and streaming it? We've been... So I haven't been the one that they're pursuing, but we've been in a lot of high-speed chases on the channel. Everything was really fun, like kind of doing everything for the first time. Oh, this is my first flipped over semi. This is my first Tesla fire. Like all of the firsts were thrilling in some way. And then it turned into me telling people like, oh, I have a YouTube channel. Oh, what's it about? It's basically just chaos. It's like everything that people would call 911 for. And that was another thing I realized. I was like, there's not a 911 for good things. Like, people aren't really having like, there isn't a big surplus of good things that are able to be shared. Oh, look at this. So here's the fire department truck. Look at this lady's outfit right here. This is an older lady. Look at her stockings. She looked like she was in her like 40s. Like late 40s. Which is what I'm in. I'm in my mid 40s, so I can recognize a 40-year-old. These are the, like, see these kids hanging out on the corner here? There are a lot of underage looking kids down here that probably have fake IDs in their wallet. Oh. You were actually my first live street streamer when I watched when you were in LA, Chalk Boy. So I used to stream, so I lived in Orange County and I was streaming a lot of Orange County and people were like, it's so boring here, go to LA. And I actually used to have a good time streaming in Orange County. It wasn't very active, but people liked to see it. Here, I'm gonna zoom in on the crowds here. This is the good people watching area. This is called Lodo. Lower downtown. Look at this girl's white boots right here. I think she's a door. Oh, bro, what are you doing? loved seeing Orange County. I started watching because you were in Orange County. Here's this girl's outfit right here. I think she's a bouncer at this club. I don't know what club this is. Wow, this is not popping yet. It's 11 o'clock on Saturday. This is gonna get a lot more crowded. Oh, the drummer guy's out here though. Oh, he's facing away from traffic. I've never seen him do that. These look like two little girls selling bacon wrapped hot dogs right here. How old do you think that girl is in the pink? 15? This is where all the cops are, right here on the right. There's still a cop behind me that's taking all the same turns that I am. I'm gonna take a right and see if he goes right. And he didn't. Okay, good. I thought that cop wanted to meet me. Look at all the scooter bros. These rental scooters make a lot of money down here. His drums are louder than the clubs. I'm gonna turn down this alley. This looks pretty congested right here. I think this is where we saw the rapping homies a couple weeks ago. They were filming like a little music video in this alley. People, and they would be like, oh, how was your trip to Colorado? How was your, and they would just know everything. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm giving away a lot of private information on here. And Linda was not very stoked on it. She's like, you know, is it really worth you telling everybody like all of this stuff out of your private life? Like, is it worth it? Felzu, thank you so much. But I think the elevator rescues we are missing. Rolling on the floor laughing. Colorado's great. Glad you're here. Are we still buffering? Randy B, member for 22 months. Thank you, Randy. I'm trying not to mess up this turn. We're right down by the baseball stadium. And when the baseball game let out, they funneled all those people into these bars here. I'm gonna park it. This is usually where the cop parks. Let's take the cop's parking spot for a minute. K, loved when you'd play great tunes and take us to the beach in Newport. Great times. So I think that's where the sweet spot was for me, was driving around, listening to music, having little adventures with a small group of people. To me, that was the sweet spot. When we would have 5,000 people in the room, 7,000 people in the room, people that had never been in the community before coming in, saying crazy stuff, being disruptive. That really wasn't it for me. And it kind of seems like that's what people strive to do, is like, oh wow, you had 2,000 people watching, you had 7,000 people watching. When I was back in June, I think we had 23,000 people watching when downtown LA was getting looted. It's very nerve-wracking. And then at the same time, people were like driving up next to me, showing me their phone, being like, we're watching you right now. Didn't feel safe. That's one of the things I love about Denver, is it just really does feel safe. It seems like there are a lot of things protecting me here. Didn't really feel like that in LA. We got away with a lot of stuff that was like borderline dangerous. It was definitely something, like I see a lot of younger dudes doing it now. I think that's probably where it will stay, is like people that want to have attention. I think fame is probably the wrong term, but people that want the audience. And then once you get that audience, what are you willing to do to keep it? And for me, that was like, I didn't want a big audience to begin with. And then I really didn't, the goal was not to keep that. Like, oh, what do I need to do to keep 5,000 people in the room? Probably go to the dangerous stuff night after night. Chalk Boy, I love the smaller town paranoia. Oh, are we buffering? I like to stay low key, and that's why when I travel a little bit, like when I was in Seattle, I thought that was fun because really nobody knew who I was, what I was doing. They saw my phone out and they assumed that I was streaming, but I like traveling. Traveling is just very expensive. I'm going to be traveling a lot in October. I'm already saving my money. Just being away from your house is so expensive. Linda and I figured out ways to be pretty cheap when we're at our house. Whoa, look at this car. This is an IROC on like 20s. Whoa. He's got the same rim on the tires on the steering wheel. I don't know if you can see it, but that looks cool. The same gold that's on the rims is what he's steering with. There are a lot of Uber people just stopping right in the middle of the road. I like the lower key stuff now, and I am gonna be back in LA soon. We're gonna be back in the madness. Whenever I do that, people are like, oh good, you're back. Hope you never leave. I don't know if I could do it full time again. Especially now that I've taken a break and had so much fun on the break. I don't know if I could go back to full time. I could go back to part time. Probably not full time. JD, you were number one. Thank you, bro. And I think that's when you start doing anything, you want to be the creme de la creme, top of the list, do the best that you can do, be better than everybody else. You want that at the beginning, and then there were times that we came close to that where it was like, even in June. So when we were in June, right at the beginning of June, we were the #1 live stream on YouTube for a couple days. So like we were the top stream on YouTube for those days. We got a lot of people. I think that June trip, we added on like 20,000 subs. They weren't people that were going to stay. Like they weren't people that were just going to hang out in the community. It was people that were like, all right, where's the action? What are we doing next? So yeah, I'm not really chasing being the best, having a lot of, I don't know, the attention just really isn't as fun as people would think it is. I think it's just fun initially because you don't know if you can do it or not. You're like, ooh, I don't even know if it's possible, so let's try for it. And then when you get it, you're like, oh, this isn't really how I thought it would be. And then involving my wife too. When we started getting letters at our apartment, people saying they knew where we lived. We got some threats. We got a couple, like, we got swatted that time that the helicopter was chasing us. We had people sending stuff to our mailbox. That's not happening anymore. I think it's probably because I'm a little bit less popular and I'm in a area where that stuff, like, I don't know. I felt like we were in a little bit more danger being in SoCal. I think traveling for me is the sweet spot. Exploring new areas, taking people along for the ride. Oh wow. These are all like customized bricks. I have a brick like this, I think in front of the Angels Stadium. That used to be Pepsi Center, right? Yeah, this Ball Arena, this used to be Pepsi Center. This is where the Denver Nuggets, Colorado Avalanche. Oh, I just stepped in a big old puddle right here. No, 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 no. One of the gifts that Shannon got me, I think she got a brick for Mama Hill and I in front of Anaheim Stadium. Oh, here's the light rail going through. Actually, this might be the train. Oh yeah, that's the train. That's not light rail, that's the big guy. I won $4 from my Powerball tickets. There you go. At least somebody's winning. So a lot of pro teams have a mascot. This is the mascot for Colorado Denver Nuggets. Hold on, I'm gonna look them up. Oh, it's 11:11 right now. Make a wish. Rocky, the Denver Nuggets mascot, earns a salary of $625,000 a year, making him the highest paid mascot in the NBA. So this guy right here, Rocky, look it up for yourself, but I think this is the second version of Rocky. I think Rocky was the original guy, and then now his son is doing it. But there's a controversy happening right now. He got hurt, and the Nuggets organization started having tryouts for the new Rocky. And he got real hurt. The guy that was the mascot got real hurt. And I think he's suing the organization for wrongful termination. Look it up for yourself, but I think that's what's going on right now. I played a video on the channel because I want to say I went to like almost 10 games last season with Nuggets, Avalanche, all of that stuff combined. I had a video, I'm pretty sure I showed it on the channel, where the mascot Rocky, he gets up on a ladder, he's at half court, backwards, throws a backwards half court shot, makes it first try. Oh, this girl just almost wrecked right here. Oh my God. This dude just said you can't park there. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up for you. When Linda and I went to the Denver Broncos game, they had all the mascots there because they were playing flag football, and he was one of them. I'm gonna look this up real quick. So this is somebody else's video. There he is right there. See how he's standing at half court and he throws it back and he made it. So the one that I saw, he went out to half court, threw it behind him. He was on a ladder, made it first try. And this was a game that the Nuggets weren't even doing that well. People in the crowd were like, put him in the game. He's better than some of the players on the bench. Now that I'm a little bit older, I'm 45. In February, I'm going to be 46. My life is very different than it was when I was in my 20s. And now I kind of like, I dip my toe in the water and feel the vibe. What's the vibe like here? And the vibe in LA was like every man for himself. How can I win if you're winning? Like, we both can't win. It's got to be me or you. It feels way more inclusive here, and that's one of the things I like about Denver is it feels like people are rooting for one another, and when something good happens to you, they're happy for you. And I wasn't really getting that vibe in LA. It was like, oh, you had something good happen to you? Well, you don't deserve it. I've been grinding longer, harder. That should be me. I don't know. There's less of that mentality here. Not to say that it's just never around, but it's not as prevalent. And before I came out here, I didn't know that I needed that little break. And I think it has a lot to do with the pickleball community that Linda and I found. We didn't have a lot of, like, we had a very small group that we hung out with in Orange County. I knew a lot of people in LA. I lived there for 20 years almost, and I just knew so many different people in the LA area. Orange County was kind of our hideout. We lived in Carlsbad for a little bit, which is below Orange County. That was fun. But coming back to Denver, it feels like it felt when I was in high school. Just a lot of exciting possibilities. When I visit LA, it's still people that are like chasing success, basically. I don't know a more eloquent way to put that. It's people that they've grinded so much that they want the recognition or the money or the status or whatever comes along with that. And then even when you touch that goal, it's never enough. You're like, okay, well, I'm finally here. I'm finally respected in this lane. And then you can really never stop. And that was one of the things I learned about live streaming. I have to be real careful about even the trips that I take to LA. Like, we're gonna be back in LA pretty soon. So many people are gonna say, never leave. This is where you belong. Like, they just kind of want you to do the one thing that they like. And that's never really been the plan for me. I'm always changing. Hopefully I'm always getting better. Chuck Haley. I knew you'd never return to LA after you admitted to dropping shrooms there. I'm still with you, but honestly, Colorado is so boring compared to LA. I learned so much about Southern California. I don't understand. After dropping shrooms there. When you say I knew you'd never return to California, I disagree. My wife is from Southern California. We have such a huge group of family and friends there that I feel like I can leave, and then even when I come back, it's still pretty much the same. A little bit, maybe more digital billboards. Me needing to be in LA, I don't really feel like I need to be. Would I go back because I want to be? Yeah, I would. And it's just so hard to not be around family and friends. I see a lot of different events that are happening, and I'm like, ooh, I definitely would have been a part of that. I would have been right there. Linda and I both really miss being close to Vegas. Ooh, look at this dude dressed in all white right here. This is the piano bar. I think LA is always going to be more entertaining than Denver. I don't think the two could ever compete. LA will always win as far as like the madness. That's why the scanner is always so crazy too. The scanner here in Denver is encrypted. If we were hearing all the calls, I think people would be surprised at the amount of craziness that does go on. We can't hear it because it's encrypted. When we're in LA and we're listening to it, the people that are listening to it are not in that area. Most of them are not, within 20 miles of the calls that we're hearing. So they're like, oh, cool, Machete Man on the corner. Tee-hee. Let's go take a look. It's a little different when that's like the neighborhood that you live in. It's not a little different, it's a lot different. I wanted to see, there's a car parked inside here. I don't know why. It looks like a car from the future. Oh, this might be the new VW van. It is. Wow. My first ever vehicle was like a 70s VW van like this. Ninja Turtles green. Here's the front of it. Kind of looks like the Bug. Not super impressed. This doesn't look like it crashes well. It looks like you would just eject your seat out of the windshield if you crash this. Here's the back. It's called ID Buzz. So when I first got to California, I was doing an internship. My cousin had an animation studio in Hollywood. I was in my early 20s. And so when I first got to LA, everything was just so exciting. I was like, oh, this is like a 24-hour town, close to Vegas, so many concerts, so many restaurants, and then everything was brand new. So my first K-Rock weenie roast, my first time going to all the outdoor theaters. Hold on, I gotta mute it. This dude's playing music. Hold on. Oh, he's gonna turn, I think. Nope, hold on. So I actually had like two, when I first got to LA, I wanted to experience all that stuff for the first time. And it was super fun doing that, checking all those things off the list. Then when Linda moved to LA, so she was living in Seattle, she moved to LA. And she was like, well, you've already done all this stuff, but I haven't. I need to go to these parties. I need to go to these restaurants. And so we did it all over again. Or I did it all over again. The second time wasn't as interesting to me, but it was still fun. It was still fun, like seeing her have all these experiences, and then the third time was showing everything to the stream. Jack and Neve are in New Zealand. We had people watching from Scotland. We had people watching from Japan. I wanted to show people the area that I had grown to know. So I knew my way around LA pretty well. I was pretty desensitized to like, okay, yeah, it is dangerous. Some of these areas are very sketchy, especially at night. But I think I know how to stay safe, relatively safe. And so I had 3 dips of like really high motivation. The first one was like, I want to see all this stuff for myself. The second time was like, I want to show all this stuff to Linda. And then the third time was, I want to show all this stuff to the stream. People that say that, oh, LA's terrible, I want to show them the good things about LA. People that glorify LA, I want to show the other side of the teeter-totter. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to give like a well-rounded tour of LA, and I was never the best tour guide as far as like this building here. I knew where I was just from the stories that people had told me, and the people that had lived there their whole lives, they were way better tour guides than I was. They were way better at navigating the city. But I think that's what made the stream and live streams unique was it was through a filter of like, I'm not from here. I've grown to know this area, but I don't ever claim to be like the authority on knowing any of this stuff. Same thing coming back to Denver. It's like I was here in middle school and high school and college, and then I left for over 20 years. Coming back 20 years later, missing 2 decades, I don't really know this city very well. I knew it relatively well when I was in high school. It's way different than it was in the 90s now. So I think that's kind of where I'm at now, is I really don't fit in anywhere. I'm not from anywhere where I'm like, I know this area better than anybody else. I really don't. I'm just kind of winging it everywhere I go. It's probably evident to a lot of people. But Linda's in her 30s. I'm in my 40s. We decided not to have kids purposefully, so that we could be really light and travel. And that's one of the goals that we have, is to go to Belgium, to go to Norway, to go to Vietnam, to hang out in Thailand and the Philippines, go be in South Korea for a little bit. Linda lived in South Korea for almost a year. She lived in Mexico for a year. We like to travel, and I'm pretty sure that I can stream these different areas and be a bad tour guide in more areas than just the areas that I live. I don't think I'm a good tour guide. I think it's just all like my view of certain things. Whoa, look at this. This is the Bob Marley Who Jah Bless, No Man Curse. I'd like to go to Jamaica. I'd really like to go to the Caribbean. There used to be a show, does anybody remember HDNet? I think Mark Cuban owned it. They used to do a show with Brooke Burke called Wild On. And then there was another show called Art Man Presents. Oh, Jack and Neve, Jeremy, come to New Zealand. That's definitely on our list. Oh, look at these people partying over here. Oh, look at the girl sitting down. She's got interesting outfit. She's fixing her chincletas. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be on the East Coast. And I don't know how, so that's the other thing. Like, let's say that I was to go to Virginia or Atlanta or Florida. And let's say I just landed and Linda's going to take a nap and now I can go out and stream. I don't know what the reception's going to be like. I really don't know what areas I should stay away from. When I was live streaming in New Orleans, it was so cold and people were like, oh, those areas that you were in were kind of sketch. Who told you to go over there? And I was like, nobody. I'm just kind of winging it. There's a streamer backpack that you can buy. So there's always been one called Live U. Live and then the letter U. To buy that streaming setup, to buy that live streaming setup is almost $1,000 a month in just the AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile. To have all of, buy the backpack, you buy the streaming backpack, then you have to pay for the streaming setup. There are a couple big streamers now. I don't know if anybody knows this streamer named Neon. He's like an IRL streamer. He used to be a home streamer. he bought a bunch of these $30,000 stream setup backpacks, and now he rents them out. I think he charges like $4,000 a month, but it's better than buying it for $30,000. It's just a really big investment, and that's a lot of money for me to spend on something that I don't know if I'm gonna do for years and years and years. That's why I wanted to get the home stream setup stuff done, because I could do that in a hotel room no matter where I am. And for me now, the sweet spot is like filming stuff and then putting that stuff up on the YouTube page. I want to say it's been 2 years since I've actually put a video up on my YouTube page, like content that I filmed and then put on the page. I've only been doing the live streaming stuff. Trying to get good at the live streaming stuff. I mean, we're not buffering right now at this second, but it's always up and down. Donald Fielding, you need to come to North New Jersey. You might be seeing me soon. You might be seeing me in a couple weeks. The plan for me, especially in the next couple months, travel, film with my regular cameras, try to put more stuff up on YouTube, and then when I do have a home stream, I can watch some of the stuff that I've filmed and then go into greater detail about what was happening, what it was like, if I would do it again, if I would never want to do it again. I think that's something that I think that's the next hurdle that I'm going to try to get over, is to try to get good at that. I like New York a lot. I like New Jersey a lot. I had a cousin that lived there for several years, and he used to let me stay at his house. I'm not super familiar, but I've been there quite a bit. I've been in New York probably 6 or 7 times. This is the area where I bought the mushrooms on the street the other night. I got a bunch of emails from people wanting to know the exact location. It was right here. Right by this big Angela Davis thing. I think that's Angela Davis. I'm gonna try to read the intersection, because this next intersection is exactly where I got them. Oh, this looks good. Gyro Town. Euro Town. All right, it was right here. That's where I got the mushrooms. Oh, and then this dude's selling mushrooms right here. Fungi Farms. This is on Larimer, 1300 Larimer. That's where you can buy your own mushrooms. I bought them across the street on the left. From right here, that guy in the red hat. He's selling fungus legally right on the sidewalk. And this is kind of when I was streaming a lot and I had a lot of people watching, 2,000 people, 3,000 people, then I would go do something fun and I would feel guilty for not streaming it, because I'm like, well, I have this audience that's so starved for action and starved for content. I'm at this event or I'm at this party. I feel like I have to stream it because I'm that guy. I have to like show this stuff. Now I feel like just being in the moment and enjoying it myself. And then if I do film it, if I do shoot a little video or whatever, cool. I'll talk about that later and I'll put it up. But the most important thing for me right now is just to actually be in the moment, locked in, having good times. Oh, look at the motorcycle dudes right here. Oh, there's the, yeah. Oh, I actually recognize that guy. That's what I think the top priority is for me right now, is just to make sure that I'm dipping my sponge in these areas of life and really like soaking in the most that I can. And before I was just like very concerned about, well, I really need to share this. Really need to live stream this because people are going to be very interested. That was the top priority. And now the top priority is like, you need to have a good time. You need to like make this the best night that it could possibly be. And I think I've been doing a good job at that, especially with Linda and I doing this pickleball thing. There are a couple times that I thought that I might stream some of it, and I was like, no, this is kind of our private time to be off the clock. She's at home right now. We got up really early and went to this. I talked about it on the stream that I started at the beginning and we restarted, but we woke up really early. We went to Littleton and there was this pickleball exhibition that was happening. They had a couple pros there. It was our first time being like right in front of these different pros that were playing, so that we got to see how fast it was in real time. And we knew we were just like totally immersed in this community of picklers. And then when I drive around down here, so Linda and I are going to do a date night down here this week. We're going to go to Sam's number 3, check out Putt Shack. I need to do a better job of like hanging out, like what we're watching people do here. I need to hang out with my friends and have those nights where I'm not worried about sharing any of it. And yeah, that's what I'm trying to do now, is just have a little bit better balance. Not feel guilty that something cool's going on and I'm not like sharing it. Pickler click. This is where I was, I want to say 2 weeks ago when I brought the e-bike down here. This was the area that I was kind of chilling in. A lot of good food down here, good food trucks, really good art. It's definitely the arts district. Oh, this is brisket, barbecue brisket burning. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like a campfire. Whoa, this girl's got Jinko jeans. And this is where I bought the shrooms, the dudes right here. They have a bunch of different jars and they ask you like, do you want more visual? Do you want more body high? What are you looking for? Actually, that dude right there in the jersey is the guy I bought him from. I always have to lock my doors down here. People try to get in thinking I'm an Uber. And look at all the rooftop partying. think I'm doing a better job right now at finding that balance in my life where I'm making sure that every time that I go out and do something, I'm having a good time. That's just always the top priority. I'm not like, all right, world, what do you have? Impress me. I'm like making sure that it's good. Ooh, look at all the lowriders on the left right here. There's a little kid just wandering around in there too. Yeah.
I like this sense of good balance though. Like I definitely like the
That's why I like going to concerts. I don't even need to know who the band is. I don't need to really have that much of an interest in it. If they're happy with it, then I'm usually pretty happy too. I went through since late 90s when I was in high school. But the people at the Palladium were just enjoying the show so much. I had such a good time. Look at this girl. Her outfit's crazy. Everybody on scooters. There was I think it was a YouTube short that I saw last week. This dude pulled up to a rental scooter. He was in a wheelchair, like just a regular standard wheelchair. He put the rental scooter underneath the wheelchair, and then he was driving around the wheelchair with the engine of the scooter. Kind of like what we saw earlier with that guy that had the lawn chair on the scooter. Dev, scooter girl of the night. Actually, we missed her outfit. Hold on. Her outfit from the front was crazy. Hold on, I might try to find that clip. Something, and then I'll sit to my right. This isn't the one that I saw, but like you just pull your wheelchair right up to the scooter, put the scooter underneath the wheelchair, and then you're driving it around. He actually like fixed it to there. Oh, this girl's dressed like Wonder Woman right here. No, focus. Oh, it's the girl going in there right now. She had the red shirt on. No, I missed her. Also, when Linda and I come out to hang out in these areas, we don't spend a lot of money because we don't drink. We might buy like an hors d'oeuvre here or there, or like rent a pool table, but we're not spending the kind of cash that people usually do out here. T. Lucero, at least most of those girls had clothes on. Have a proper McDonald's shake. Burger King strawberry shake sounds really good. this girl's outfit right here. Got it. Whoa, these girls are partying right here. Oh, this is the Hummer truck. Look how big this thing is. Oh, he's got it like popped up too. What do you think the average age of the people chilling out here is? I'm gonna say 21 to 25. That's one of the best things about getting older is like not really needing to impress people. I left all that back in my 20s. 22, 23, 30. Oh, bro. I told everybody that next weekend I'm going to a comedy show on Saturday. I'm going with my cousin. I think his name is Nate Bargatze. I can't say it. I can't remember what his last name is. Let me look it up. Yeah, Nate Bargatze. I thought that I wasn't going to be able to stream next Saturday, but it turns out that I might be able to because this comedy thing is happening in the daytime. So this is what I'm going to Saturday. It's at Ball Arena where we were just in front of. Big Dumb Eyes, Ball Arena, September 13th, 3 p.m. So I might actually be able to go to this and then still stream at night. We'll see. I said yesterday that I wasn't going to stream Saturday, but it turns out that I might. I wish I had the e-bike out here tonight. It's really nice. You should do a date night with Linda. We're going to do that this week. Oh, something's going on behind me. I'm going to have to dip the block. Whoa, Shannon for snacks at the comedy show. Jeez. Wow, Shannon, thank you so much. Holy shit. That's a lot. For some snacks at the comedy show. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Shannon has met Linda before. She knows how much Linda loves this snack. I was going to get in front of this cop, but I'll let the cop go. There's a cop on my left right here. Oh, now we're following him. Shannon, thank you very much. I'm gonna take my clear, if you watched the stream last night, I was showing everybody the little clear sling that I take into stuff now. Like any festival that I go to or sporting event, I found out that they have to let you take a clear bag in. I don't know if they have to, but most of them allow that. And so we've been kind of calculated with our drinks and our snacks. But that's why Linda likes going to any of this stuff. She likes buying churros and funnel cakes and all the food. I'm into the actual like sporting event or comedy or whatever. She's just there for the snacks. Okay, that's another huge thing that I miss about LA. I used to live in Hollywood off Crescent Heights, which is kind of over by the Improv. The Improv's on Melrose. I lived right in that intersection area right there, Crescent Heights and Melrose. One of my really good friends, his name's Adam Ray, he would always perform at the Comedy Store up on Hollywood, and then he would leave and go to the Improv. And then he would let me know, like, hey, later on tonight, Bill Burr is going to do 2 hours at the Improv at the very end. Or Dave Chappelle's going to pop in and do 2 hours at the Improv. When I first started dating Linda, she was so impressed by that because she got to go to all these comedy shows and people would be leaving right as we're going in. And she's like, are you sure you have the time right? And I'm like, don't worry. Like, people don't know that this person's going to show up. And then Neil Brennan would show up and do an hour, or Big J Okerson would show up and do an hour. That is what was really cool about being in LA, is there are a lot of creative people that are there, and it's nothing for them just to go down the street. They probably live, oh, here's the horse. I didn't see them last weekend. Well, they have a dog with them too. Denver has one of the best comedy spots. It's called Denver Comedy Works, and all the comedians love that spot. But we used to get invited to all of these comedy shows in LA, and we got so spoiled doing that. And that is one of the reasons that I probably will end up living back in LA for a certain period of time. Maybe not LA itself, but like outside of LA. And then my best friend, the one that I stay with when I come back to California, he's the creative director at Illumination, like the studio that makes Minions. So he's always getting... Oh, the dude behind me just turned his music up. Can you hear that? Listen. That's probably a copyright strike. He has 2 kids now, and so he gets invited to all these red carpet premieres and different events. And he was always floating that over to Linda and I, because he's like, hey, you guys don't have kids. I bet you'd like going to this. And he was right. We did like going to that. So yeah, I definitely think that living in California is still in the cards for me. I just don't know when. Something's going on over here. Looks like maybe something on this bus. There's a fast food place in town here called Good Times. They have fried ice cream right now. Oh, actually, this is the part of town that we start buffering. Hold on, I need to get us out of here. Thank you, Gafixler. I was disappointed to learn that funnel cakes wasn't just people shoving whole cakes in their mouth through a funnel. I'm getting us out of this area as fast as I can, trust me. Oh, there's some good food over here. They turned this house into a Cuban restaurant. I bet that's good. I have an uncle that's Cuban. He makes some really, really good food. Sonia, my ex-husband was a DJ on a Hispanic radio station, so I was in that scene during her time. I met so many Texano bands. That's cool. Erica, I've lived here in Hollywood Hills, Nichols Canyon for 18 years. How time flies. How is that canyon? How's Nichols Canyon? I've been in Topanga Canyon a lot.